So welcome to our special called council meeting. This council meeting was called strictly for the fact that we could go into executive session, but we will go ahead and conduct a roll call. Councilman London appears to be absent. Councilwoman Cuellar?
Here.
Councilman Box?
Here.
Councilman Wilson?
Present.
And myself present as well. Now that we've taken a roll call, it's imperative that we enter into executive session in order to address pending litigation. Oh, yes, this one does most likely require a prayer. So absolutely, Councilman Wilson, if you'd be so kind.
Yes. All right, let's pray. Father God, we just thank you for bringing us here today. Father, we ask that you just lead and guide us and direct our path. We ask that you pray for all the families that's represented here. And Father God, we know that we're here to just do thy will. We ask these things in your son, Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, sir. Yeah.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you for keeping me straight, Councilman Wilson. That being said, we've called this meeting to go specifically into executive session. We are going into executive session specifically to discuss pending litigation that affects the city, and our city attorney and legal counsel has given us the go-ahead and the authority to do so. That being said, once this executive session is over, we will not be coming back in here to conclude the council meeting. The meeting will be over at the end of that executive session. That being said, I need a motion to enter into executive session. May I have a motion?
Make a motion that we enter into executive session.
All right, that was Councilman Box making that, and Councilman Wilson had a second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Perfect. We are now going to enter into executive session.
First of all, I'd like to say good evening. So excited that you all could make it here tonight. Our primary goal is that we want to be a bike-friendly community. And the only way we feel that we can do that is to be able to pick your brains and to see exactly what you need, what you would like for us to have in the city. Mr. Reese had sent me during the campaign some information that she had about some water fountains, tool stations, and I was ready to go put everything all around Irondale. She says, told me to halt, and maybe it would be a good idea to be able to have you all to come in, be able to voice your opinion, let us know exactly what you want, how we can work with you to make your ride more enjoyable here in the city of Irondale. And that's really complicated, other than we want to hear from you because we want to do what you all would like for us to do within the city of Irondale. We'd love to have continuous feedback from you as well. Now, if you would just do one thing for me, because I feel like you are a part of the community. We are currently working on our comprehensive plan. It's called Blueprint Irondale. We have some surveys here. You don't have to live here, but if you bike here, it's just like you live here. So we would love for you to fill out the survey, to be able to give us some feedback or some of the things that you would like to see in the city of Irondale. If you do not fill out a hard copy here tonight, when you get home, please go online to blueprintirondale.com. It's 17 questions, 5 minutes. If you all could do that for me, I would be so happy. We have a goal that we're trying to get to 1,000 individuals to respond. As of Friday, our numbers was 432. We have to the end of May to be able to reach that goal. So if you could dig down deep in your heart and say, I really want to help me fill it out. When I get home tonight, I'm going to fill out my survey so they will have information from the biking community so that we know exactly how we can serve.
And we did have the surveys in the back corner, as well as some flyers that have the web address on them, if anybody wants to pick those up on the way out. So we really wanted to just open this up for an open forum. We're gonna take questions, comments from anybody that wants to come up and share their ideas for what we can do. Anybody volunteer to speak first?
I'll be first, can I just speak?
Oh, you
speak
can,
from
you
here?
can speak from here, I think we can
Well,
hear.
we need you to speak.
If you come to the microphone, the people who are watching online will be able to hear you.
Well, I didn't want to be up here, so, thank you. So I'm Chad Hathorn, I live in Homewood, and pass through your city 4 or 5 days a week at least. And I'm typically early in the morning, 6 to, I'm typically probably out of here by 6:30 or so, right early. I'm gonna be honest with you. What I want is to be safe on the road, and I am not always safe, okay? I roll through stop signs. I run red lights on my bicycle. I'm sure nobody back here does that, but I do that, okay? But I'll promise you, I always stop right here by the police station. 100% of the time, I'll stop there. And so I think what I generally feel safe, and that's if you could continue to help us feel safe and look at aggressive drivers, Ruffner Road, they seem to, the closer they can get to us, the better they feel, right? They fly by us on Ruffner, and that's since Ruffner's been repaved, I think cycling traffic is going to increase. And so we see a lot of that on what's the other road over there? Just got repaved. Alton, right? From Alton to go down and hit Ruffner, great roads. John Rogers seems to be real easy, right? You got a lot of lanes there, and they give us a lot. But going up 78, if the police could keep an eye out for aggressive motorists, That's really, you know, from my standpoint, I think your roads are in great shape. Most people are friendly, and I get it, we're not really fast sometimes. We think we're fast, but we're really not. You know, we go 23 miles an hour and we're killing it, but, you know, they get a little impatient with us. But that's really, you know, we try to be good, I'll speak for myself, not for Delvin, but I try to be a good citizen. But I don't always obey you know, I'm gonna roll through some stop signs and I'm gonna run some red lights. If I'm the only one at the red light, right, really at Grants Mill and Old Leeds, I pull up there and I got 4 minutes to wait. And I try to wait 4 minutes, but normally I wait about 30 seconds. So, but thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Feel free to come free, lady.
I'm probably the least, I'm the least rider probably in this whole group, to be honest with you. I just do it for fun. My feedback is, I live in Irondale, I live up in Grantsville Valley. It's nice for me to be able to come out of our neighborhood, take a right, by the way, yeah, it's a bike lane. But as that bike lane goes down to where the old Sam's is, where the motorsports place is, that abruptly ends. I don't know if there's a way to extend that bike lane at all to take it down to Crestwood Boulevard. Bike lanes, I'm sure, are expensive to put in. But, you know, I ride down there, then sometimes I'll take a ride on Crestwood. In that Crestwood Boulevard, people are not nice at all. They don't get over, they don't move over. It'd be nice probably to at least have signs up that tell people to move over. You know, you give us 3 feet. And the same thing at Ruffner too. So, sometimes we'll cut through and I'll do that loop to Ruffner and then come back through, where the dog track is, then back to Crestwood, and I just take that loop back around the whole Leeds. But, my feedback is, some days I feel safe out there, most days I don't, because people don't move over. So if there's a way that we can get that moving, probably by signage or something.
Thank you.
Is this on Facebook Live also? Because I just had a call that said that they're not picking it up.
It's on the City of Irondale page, as well as it's been shared over to the Mayor James B. Stewart Jr. page on Facebook.
Please speak into the microphone. If you speak, get close to it, because it won't pick you up if you're a foot or so away.
Does anybody else have any comments? Come on up.
Hey, yeah, I'm Andrew. I actually grew up in Irondale, went to high school at the New Shades Valley here. Love riding in the area. A lot of the faster, like all of the big, like rip your legs off, race simulation, fast rides come screaming up 78. And a lot of times we get angry drivers. And we're talking about groups that are going, what, upwards 28, 30 miles an hour, and, you know, through town. Some of the areas that I've lived, bigger cities like Dallas, Fort Worth, Honolulu, on big 4-lane roads like that, will have signs up occasionally that says, bikes may use full lane. I feel like some signage on 78 up to maybe the red light near I-20, that's the stretch I feel like gets used the most by cyclists. Some signage like that. I don't know how doable that is for the city, but that would, I feel like, go a really long way towards helping keep us safe on the roads and allowing other motor vehicles, other road users to understand that just because you can pass us with a car in the left lane, like maybe you should just move over, give us, like, it's gonna take you, what, an extra 2 minutes on your commute. So that's something that I would hope you would consider. As well as I rode up John Rogers today, and the same thing happened to me. I feel a lot safer in a group. I don't know about the rest of you guys. I went cruising up John Rogers today by myself, and it was a totally different experience than when I'm going up John Rogers in a group of 10 to 15 riders. I had cars going by me too wide, squeezing by me, squeezing me off onto the shoulder. And I don't know if you've seen the state of some of the shoulders and even that bike lane coming down Kilgore. it can get kind of nasty with debris and glass sometimes. So on a road bike, that can be pretty dangerous. Even I'm nervous to sometimes ride on that bike lane coming down Kilgore just because some of the debris that gets collected in that area. So yeah, otherwise, I'm really happy with the enforcement that goes on in Irondale. I feel like cyclists take the rules of the road a lot more seriously when they're coming through Irondale. I know that in groups like with the Vulcan Tri group, when we're in Irondale and we come to a stop sign, hey, stop, those Irondale cops are serious. So, hey, bravo. I'd love to see that same enforcement on the motorists regarding cyclists as well. Because I know I've had a lot of close passes, and I've come across cars like coming down old leads, making a pass, coming into oncoming traffic, and I'm on the right side. I got a car coming head on in my lane of travel to pass another car. You know, just cars making idiot moves like that. You know, and I'm just like, oh God, I hope he gets pulled over. Just teach that guy a lesson, you know, because I wouldn't do something like that. That's endangering not just your life, but the life of the cyclists and both of those motorists. I mean, that could be really ugly, you know. So, but yeah, that's it for me. So I appreciate your time, guys.
Y'all speak up. Floor is open. Everything is open. Talk about anything. I know y'all all got opinions. Go on, Sophia. What?
We'd like to know some specific ideas if you all have for where you'd like to see bike racks, where you'd like to see the tool stands, those kind of things, if anybody would like to share those as well.
Question, is it possible to add bike lanes, like in addition to what are already there? Because that would be my biggest, I don't even know how extensive that would be, and if that's a possibility to have more bike lanes.
I would say that that's kind of like an engineering question. We would have the engineers to be able to look at all of the roads, or just look at the roads that you all travel, and then we could see what it would take to be able to do that. And of course, you know, it's got a cost attached to it, and then we would just kind of proceed from there.
So I think there are two distinct groups of cyclists. There are there's social riders and kids like this clown over here, and I love you anyway. And so when you talk about bike racks, I would never use a bike rack, and that has zero value to me. Water fountains, I've got zero use for a water fountain because I'm carrying water bottles with me. However, if I was a citizen and my daughter and I were here, okay, that would be different. And so I think there are two. I'm raising an 8-year-old to be a cyclist, but right now she's an 8-year-old kid and loves to do this, right? I'm on a whole other end of the spectrum, right? I don't want to stop at a stop sign. She loves to stop at a stop sign. So there's two pieces. So when you say that and you don't get a reaction from that's different groups of people.
Sure, sure.
That's my opinion. I don't speak for everybody.
Hey, y'all, I'm Therese. I'm the one that's posted everything, and appreciate y'all coming tonight. And we really want to hear any opinion you have. We were talking out front, and some of y'all were bringing up things. Please come up here and bring it up. I came up with the tool stands just because I've seen them in other cities, and I know that it's Irondale. I went to the Aladot meeting, and I don't know if any of y'all went to the meeting when they were talking about cycling, and on the whole map of greater Alabama, you know where everybody rides? Irondale. And I talked to Mayor Stewart about that, and I know, I feel it already. Excuse me, but we're moving on. So when I talked to Mayor Stewart about that, it was The bike tool stands, like you've seen at different places, some of them have water. I mean, I know when I've been training for long distance ride, triathlons, half Ironman, Ironman, I need more water, and I end up stopping to buy it. And so I thought it would be nice if we had tool stands that have the water in it, and then for Irondale's community, when they're out walking or whatever, they can get water. Yes or no? So that was an idea I had. I thought about like Oak Mountain they have the big signs where we can have like a QR code that says, here are safe bike routes. Do not ride here at 5:30 in the afternoon because there's lots of traffic. And when there's groups of 4 or 50 and we're doing 10 to 30 miles an hour, as someone that travels the road of Irondale, it kind of makes me a little irritated at us. And probably why you're getting tickets is because I've worked with many administrations, except for the one I just mentioned. And I've worked with many administrations putting on events here in Irondale. And it's a great place to live. It's a great place to work. It's a great place to ride your bike. And we want to be safe and help the citizens of Irondale. We're going to move forward after this. Help the citizens of Irondale help us by, maybe not riding too close to us. Let them know about the laws and stuff. But I was asked over and over again, how do we get your people, your cyclists, to quit running stop signs, to quit running red lights, to quit riding in packs of 40 to 50 people? And I said, give them a ticket. And I said, because we've got to obey the laws, just like cars need to help us. The citizens of Irondale need to help us. Well, and it starts with us helping them. And so we want to hear everything y'all got to say. So please come up and talk to us if you've got any idea, and please do the Blueprint Irondale. Please fill that out. And then I'm going to send out other emails. Y'all can get in touch with me. I want to know the courses that we all ride. I haven't been exercising in 7 years, so I'm not real familiar, but I want to know the courses. We want to know the courses so we can make things available to people that come here. I mean, Irondale's great, and we've got Ruffner Mountain, we've got the Cahaba River. We've got great things that we can offer ecotourism for people to come to Irondale. Let's make it safe. So y'all please get up here and talk, okay? And let's have fun cycling. Oh, if you haven't filled this out, name and email, and we'll keep in touch.
I would like to say something. My name is Heidi Saul, and I'm actually new to Alabama from the way of Texas. I'm accustomed to flat roads as a road cyclist, and Alabama has really broadened my horizons as a cyclist. There are phenomenal groups here, from Black Girls Do Bike to Bike Link to Cahaba to Team No Brakes, that use these roads. And I was wondering, is there an opportunity for your administration to come and ride with those groups so that you can actually see what goes on the road from a cyclist perspective? Now, the reason I mentioned most of those groups because they do have different levels. You guys have a phenomenal starting place, and I don't know if there's ever been a particular family ride or just a small ride around the 5 mile radius so that you can get an opportunity to see it from our perspective. If you want to hear our voice, why not be a part of it and see what we see it from our perspective?
There's e-bikes too.
We'll put you on a tandem.
Well, for the last month, one of the citizens has a hiking club. So they wanted me to go hiking with them. And I agreed to go hiking with them. However, it has rained both Saturdays. So I'll go with you cycling, but it may not turn out the way that you wanted to turn out. I seem to bring bad weather whenever that takes place. But I would love to get on a bike. Hadn't done it since I was a little boy, so I do not have a problem with that. I agree with you. The best way to be able to determine if you need to do something is to be able to experience it. So as soon as someone gets me a bike, But I'm out of the office for the next 2 weeks, so if you get it after that, I'll be ready.
I just want to just introduce myself. And these things are important for us that are coming off of Walmart bikes, because when you're on a Damani 5 SL, the speed level's different. So we were riding our bikes but no helmets. We were riding our bikes without checking tires, the basic stuff that we were learning. So I'm just asking, is there any way that you guys can bring us on as y'all sister group? When I say we have a group that's doing pretty good, but I just heard somebody say 30 miles on a bike. That's a mini car to me. And I'm just saying, is there any way that we could partner up with you guys to just have teaching lessons, or just, it doesn't necessarily have to be on the bike, but just like group sessions like this, where my group can come in and we can learn from you guys, because we're wanting to be where you guys are. Also, we want to come to Irondale. We want to come and join. I live in Hoover, but I'm a New Yorker, so I ride with anybody. You get what I'm saying? Because there they ride a different way. But we want to learn the right way, because we have people coming behind us that need to learn the right way before somebody gets hurt. And to say you, sir, it's an honor to meet you. Everything you're doing, I think I read some articles about you. You're doing an excellent job. Team No Brakes will gladly give you a bike. You just let me know, take Delvin's number, and we'll have a bike for you. My word is bond. God bless y'all.
Team No Brakes, just like we said when I met you, you guys are always welcome to roll Vulcan Tri, always.
I appreciate that.
So,
Thank you, man.
Mayor, I really appreciate you providing this opportunity for us to be able to speak to you. That shows a lot to progress in your career. One, I've heard a lot of great ideas, and I think what we really need to have is a really progressive, comprehensive communication plan in regards to cycling and cycling awareness. One of the things that I mainly see is, like, for example, you've had people get hit, like coming out of Carl Bailey, and when I see the posts and the news articles, and those are awareness, right? But I see such a polarized view of opinions on, cyclists don't need to belong on the road, and all this stuff, right? And then you have the cyclists come in, whoa, we deserve to be on the road too. And there's got to be awareness that we can share the road and we can share the road together. Yes, like as Chad indicated, there are opportunities on both sides for cyclists to obey the rules of the road and to follow those type of things. And yes, when we roll through Irondale, we stop. We 100% stop. We don't roll that stop sign. But a comprehensive communication plan along with the signage, community events. We could do a tour of Irondale where we could stop at the Whistle Stop Cafe. We could help the cyclist community. We have a pretty big community, right? So we have a lot of folks come in and we stop at those stores, we buy things, we generate revenue, tax dollars. You can have these events, Public Park, Ruffner, all these areas around Irondale where we commonly ride. We could do a tour to Holland. We would definitely support that. So, thanks.
So that's what I did.
Go on here. Well, because I keep on thinking about this. Tour to Holland comes through here also.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Leah.
Hey, how are you?
I'm great.
To answer your question, yes. And July.
I teach you?
I'm your teacher, yes, sir.
Man, it is nice to see you. What's good? Oh my God. Oh man, she was my favorite professor in college. I played ball with her.
So I work at Hoover Library now. We've got something planned for July the 17th. We're doing Bike 101 as a Zoom course because we haven't been given the go-ahead to meet in person yet with groups. But it's going to be the introduction to bike safety, the basic repairs, basic maintenance, what to have in your bike bag. That's important, what you pack for the trip. So pass the word, and we're about to get, by the end of the week, we should have that publicity stuff out and the registration on our website. And, if it packs out, we could always do something here in Irondale, maybe something cooperative with the library here. We'd be glad to do it, so, yeah. Let's see, I'll give you my email stuff, and I'll find out for sure.
I'll just text your cell phone number to everybody around.
This is gonna go well. Do we have anybody else?
Let me go before you then. Okay. So really drop them off. Hello. I'm King. I'm Clown. I'm there. And I'm Trey. Basically, what I would like seeing done is, what Teresa went? Well, anyway, she said, start getting them cyclist tickets. Let's flip it. Start giving those motorist tickets. We have cameras on, a lot of us have cameras on the front of our bike. And I'm really irritated when I spend $300 for a front camera and $200 for a back camera. And if I get a footage, the officers say they can't do nothing about it. I think that needs to change yesterday. The footage is if we're riding and the law, Alabama law said that it should give 3 feet when they pass. If you can look at that footage and see that ain't 3 feet, get that tag, ticket them. That's what I say. And I believe that will go a long way along with the signage that is up and adding more signage to actually putting teeth in what's being said. Because you can tell them they're supposed to give you 3 feet and they can just cuss you out. You know what I'm saying? Some of them you can tell them, I got a camera right here. I started to call you. I got Buzz, not Irondale, over there at my job. And when I pulled up to the gas station to tell the lady to piece something. Okay. So I'm riding my bike on what you would call a 4-lane road. That means it's 2 on this side, 2 on this side, and a turning lane. Coming down 5th Avenue where Airport Highway turns to 5th Avenue. And I'm coming up on what we call the double shells. Y'all know where I'm at? So I'm riding my bike, and this lady just comes right by in the same exact lane as me. And when I say Buzz, I mean mirror could have hit my elbow. That's what I mean by Buzz. So when that happens to a cyclist, the first thing happens is you get the butterfly, like the first time you want to kiss a girl. You get the butterflies, you know what I'm saying? And that butterfly continue until it goes away. So it went from butterflies to red because when I whipped up in the shed to gather myself, I saw the girl. So I said, baby, you do know it was a whole nother lane. I wasn't finna hit you, but I said, I got the camera footage right here, how close she was to me. Man, just shut up, I know how to drive. And Danny, it was a state trooper, not a Birmingham City cop, a state trooper sitting at the gas tank. And you know what he told me? I ain't supposed to be on the road. So it ain't just ignorance on our city cops. It goes to a higher level. But if you can start something here in Irondale, I believe that'd be great.
Mayor, thank you very much for having us all here. It's really great. It speaks a lot for your administration. My name is Danny Feldman. I represent a lot of injured cyclists. I'm a cyclist myself, and my law practice has focused on representing injured cyclists like Delvin. So I can tell you, feeling safe on the road is a big deal. And what Delvin was talking about with the buzzing, the reason that's so important is because those buzzing incidents that scare you, you know, if you're a couple of inches over, it's not a scare, it's a hit, and it's catastrophic injury or it can be death. And so it's really, enforcing that would be a big deal. And I know it's hard. I mean, if you don't hit someone, I know it's hard. But with the cameras now, you really can do, I mean, police officers can do well with that. And of course, you know, as cyclists, we also have responsibilities. You know, I always talk about obligations motorists have. Well, we have those too. And I know Chad talked about running stop signs and all the rest. And look, the truth is that cyclists do that. But I will tell you, when you're on a bike, you don't run a stop sign lightly or a red light lightly. Typically, I'm out riding at 4:45, 5 in the morning. You come to a stop sign, you look both ways. You make sure there's not a car. Same with the red light. So in those instances where cyclists do break the law, for the most part, and not always, you're worried about your own safety. I mean, you're not going to go flying onto 78 and 530 traffic without looking and making sure, because you're the one that's gonna suffer. But we, as cyclists, we do have those responsibilities, and we got to be aware of that. And you know, I have these bike law shirts and jerseys, and sometimes we'll be at a red light, and there won't be any traffic, but there's a car behind me, and I can't run it because I have my bike law on. And so I said, I can't do it. But for the most part, cyclists are very responsible and are thinking about that. This thing tonight, though, that you're having, I think it's wonderful that you want us here. We all want to be here. We all ride here all the time. We'll all continue to ride here all the time. So I really appreciate it, you and Teresa, for putting this together. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sophia Lal, and just looking around the room, you have brought together many different cycling groups represented in this room. It may not look like it, it may not look like a lot, and Therese, kudos to you for starting the word. I've been to these meetings before you, and the rooms were a lot fuller, but things didn't happen afterwards, so I think some of the momentum may have fallen off. Well, and so I did talk to some of those people, and they're like, "We've been to those meetings. It doesn't do us any good, right?" So, in one respect, you have great representation. In the other respect, I apologize that the room is not 10 times more full, because we know 10 times more people. We ride with them all the time, and we absolutely use Irondale as kind of a fulcrum of getting in and out of Birmingham. And we can easily give the usual routes that we ride because we ride them all the time. And doing things like cleaning up the bike lanes so we can use it so it's clean, so that we don't get flats, because that's really dangerous for us. And it's when we say clean, I mean, it's, you know, the big trucks that come through, the 18-wheelers, they let off, I guess, what is it, shards from their tires, the little teeny tiny phrase of metal that will give us a flat. Glass, things like that. And then we'd be happy we want to use the bike lane. We don't really want to drive in the lane with traffic. It's scary, it's dangerous. I also, I don't want to start crying, but many of us in this room know people who have been hit and who have died, and that has happened in Irondale also. And I've only been here since 2008, so I don't really even know the whole history. So all that being said, I think there's a lot of opportunity as well. You have some beautiful green spaces here. You're one of our main thoroughfares. As much as I was absolutely, and I'm from Texas, dead against Buc-ee's coming in, they are down the street from my house, and you know what they did? They put in a section where we can park, and we can hang up our bikes. They're not really bike racks that we would use, so we can help you with what kind of bike rack to put up, but they have one of those stations that we can, I had to fix a flat, and that's where I went. There was parking, there's bathroom, there's food, there's great Texas brisket, there's there's tools, there's a place to sit, and there's other places in Irondale that you could do that. And if there's, you know, we're looking for a place to put our stuff down, maybe go to the bathroom, put our bike up, even if it's just leaning up against something, and just be out of traffic's way. And the buzzing that happens, it's happened, I feel, for me, unfortunately, and I've been on Big 78 where there's lots of room, and I'm riding, and the car comes right here next to me, buzzing, and they had plenty of room. There's, you know, I remember a story of a guy texting. There was two friends of mine riding. He saw them at the last minute, and his SUV rolled right in front of them, going up 78, going up what we call Cemetery Hill. We had a dear friend hit on John Rogers. She's itty bitty, teeny tiny, but you know what? She's on a bike and she got thrown into the guardrail. There's countless stories. We have countless stories. All that being said, we're in Birmingham. We want to ride through this area. We use it all the time. We're here because we want to help and we want to keep this place safe and we want to be able to continue to ride through Irondale. And we can help feed your economy as well because all of us stop, buy drinks, buy food, eat afterwards. Yeah. So I'm really happy that this is happening yet again. And when we send the word out, because where you see us, we're all on our phones, we're going to send the word out tonight about, was this a thumbs up or thumbs down meeting? And the more thumbs up that we get on Facebook, the more people will show up next time and the more people will respond.
I'm going to be honest with you. At first, I was not going to get up, but be a representative from Shays Valley High School. And if you don't know who Shays Valley High School, it is the school that is housed in Irondale. I'm the physical education teacher there, / PE teacher there, / head volleyball coach there, / assistant basketball coach there, / whatever they need at Shays Valley High School. So I am your Irondale community. And so a comment, I know Mr. Stewart, as I was joking with him, I do have a bike that can fit you just as well. So I am with Team No Brakes. I wish I could just flip the different shirts. All right, so I am with two different things. But with me, being a teacher that I am, education is first. And so what I am saying is, if we could have a way to have an educational program with the physical education program, that lets these teenagers that we have, because again, I have had the bus situation, and I've only been riding for a year, which I think, Mr. Stewart, you didn't see me on that Walmart bike riding around the track, okay? So I had the buzzing situation, and when we rode up to the car, it was a young lady that was a teenager that did not know anything. And so education is one of the main things. And so since we have all of these cyclists here, I would love to have a safety educational program because, again, with the hybrid learning that we're having, they know Strava. So we're doing Strava, and I think, Devin, was you with me that one time? It was a Sunday. It was a particular Sunday. And, again, I know I don't look like it, but I actually work out. I practice what I preach. So I have my students doing 5 miles a week, walking at least. They do it on the Strava app. But as they're doing 5 miles, they see me riding my bike. And so it was one particular Sunday, we were at Railroad Park. I was done with my riding, and one of the kids walked by. And so they was like, oh, you're here? And I was like, they were like, how many miles did you do today? Oh, I just did 56. If it ain't on Strava, it don't count. And so with that being said, just for me showing Strava, now they know, okay, it's a whole new world out there. And so bringing people in to show them, hey, there's something different than being active. They don't have to run. They don't have to do something that they don't like. There's several things that you can find out as far as fitness level that is enjoyable. So I would love to have some type of program via Shays Valley High School. And I'm pretty sure I can trickle that down to Irondale Middle School, Irondale Community Center, and Grantswood Elementary. So that's what I wanted to put out. Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to say this.
Come on.
Commenting to that, because I've always wanted to do something to really educate young kids. This is what happens. When they started recycling, they taught kids about recycling. That's who got parents to do it. So you have a kid that's in a car with their parents, the kid's going to tell them they're too close. So there's a twofold kind of part about this. So it's not just about getting kids interested in cycling, but with NICA, that got all these kids in the area interested in mountain biking. That hasn't happened on a platform for road biking. So not everybody wants to go out in the woods, me, to go over the roots and rocks and crash. But I think that there is definitely, I think there's so many, and there are so many people here. we have a group of ladies, I mean, from an educational standpoint, so on Monday nights, that's how I learned how to ride. There are some people in this room that I know I taught how to ride a bike on a Monday night ride because somebody took the time and patience with me. So, so we're in Irondale, right across from the high school. So Monday night, so actually it was Stacy that started this, Mike's wife, that started this back up last year to start the women's group again. So it's women specific because we talk to each other in a different way. So there's 3 different levels, but we're meeting in Irondale. We're eating in Irondale afterwards. So it's not just about us passing through, it's about the dollars that we're bringing to the community. So that's always been a big part of it. So I know that's one of the big things with Teresa has been this whole time. So I grew up right by Irondale. This is my my neighborhood that I grew up in. So the Swim Tennis Club, that's where I spent my summer. So I mean, I'm attached to the community. So it's coming home to me every time I ride through here. So I think everybody here, I mean, we have an attachment to it. It's not just a place where you ride through. It's a place we enjoy being. So, sorry, I know that kind of parlayed a lot, but yes.
We'll add this experience. So the young lady was, of course, with her mother. So she didn't really know because, of course, sometimes the parents don't know what their activities are in the classroom. And so she looked at me crazy because, at this point, the daughter has walked off. And she looked at me, 56 miles. And again, just like you said, whatever the child is in, of course, it's going to get the parent involved as well. And so, as you said, when they're driving by, that teenager that's 14 years old, and they see that bike, oh, Mom, you got to get away from them because it might be scary. Okay? And so, of course, parents might listen to their kids sometimes, and sometimes they don't. But with that being said, it's something cognitively that parents plus students will learn. So that hopefully can help out.
Yeah, right? Okay. I can help you with that because Thompson. Oh, come on, everybody can hear me. Oh. Okay. I'm a teacher at Thompson Middle School and Thompson High School. We have a program, mountain biking, but also we are going to start next year the road bike in our community. And I know that Cahaba from Oak Mountain leaves on Saturday they ride. But so maybe we can talk. Yes, and I can give you the name of the coaches so we can put it together. Hoover High School also has a mountain biking that they are starting a road bike. So we can start something. I can give you my name and my email. I teach at Thompson Middle School. Okay? And they have it for the 6th graders.
Hi, I'm Kristen. So I actually live and ride in Irondale. So I do know, well, as you can see from all of our speeches or whatever, safety and education are probably a top concern. So signs up everywhere, share the road, 3 feet. I also know we get a newsletter. I don't know who's responsible for that newsletter, but I know Irondale has initiatives like the Flora Johnson Trail, redoing that, making it more safe, which I live right by it, so that's awesome for me. But just if we can get you some rules of the road for bikes, I don't know where you went, but maybe posting that in that newsletter, just so that, we can educate everybody that lives in Irondale how they should treat us on the road and how we should treat them on the road. Just kind of making sure everybody shares it. But that would be my suggestion, just education and safety as well.
Hi, I'm Jenny Brown. I live in Irondale and ride with several of the different groups, although I didn't do as much riding during the pandemic. But I would like to just throw out an idea to see what is see if I can get some feedback about maybe opening up an additional trail or making it a safer trail. And what I'm thinking, going up Kilgore Memorial, you know you have the bike lanes on the outside. But up where the package store is, Grants Mill Package Store, you know, the old two-lane Grants Mill that tied into old lanes, would it be feasible if that were opened up for a multi-use trail? Take the guardrail out, the pavement is still underneath all that kudzu. If that could be removed and open up that trail so that when the intersection is improved and a roundabout goes in there, open it up so the cyclists can come up behind all of that and tie into old leads rather than try to go in through the intersection. It would be for the package store. They could also sell biking supplies and that kind of thing there. It's a two-lane that was the main road at one time. The pavement is still there. I don't know what it would involve. But will it be that close? All the way back to where it ties into old leads? It looks like it's a really big. Okay. Well, would it be possible to keep, to float the idea and see if it could go around behind the grocery store and tie in to old leads? And that would take a lot of the cyclists. You wouldn't have to go through the intersection or a roundabout and then get right onto old leads. Okay.
They can't hear you on Facebook. Sorry. You know, when Buc-ee's came in Leeds, they had the great opportunity to cater to cyclists in that community. Hearing you guys say that there's going to be a grocery store going right there near Old Leeds Road, and I know almost every cyclist I know loves going down Old Leeds Road. So you got a great opportunity right there to generate revenue. You encourage cycling groups to make that a mid-ride stop. You can refill your bottles, get some Gatorade, get a Snickers bar, even encourage that grocery store to maybe sell inner tubes. I don't know. But that's like ideas, like alarm bells going off all over the place. Hey, what grocery store? But I mean, you're with me here. I mean, all you got to do is just connect that.
Oh, Jenny, thank you for that. I did want to give you an update on Grants Mill Road and Old Leeds. The county is getting ready to make it 4 lanes all the way down to getting on the interstate. And within 2 years, you will no longer have a traffic light there. There's going to be a roundabout. So they're going to remove the traffic light. It's going to be a roundabout. There's going to be a grocery store over to the right-hand side. There's going to be a housing development of 172 homes over to the other side. So those are some of the things that is upcoming for that area there. But was it, Jenny, I'll make sure I run that by them if I could ever get them to say when they're coming. We have a running joke, and my running joke is, when is the grocery store coming? I said 15 days. And if you ask me in June, I'm still going to tell you 15 days, because that's all I know. I keep hearing that they're getting close. But we are glad that you came out tonight to be able to share with us. I didn't write anything, but Emma wrote down everything, and I do have the ability to remember some things. So I know that education is important, safety is important, having clean streets to be able to ride on is very important. And I'm going to give you a phone number as well as an email address. So if you all are riding and you see these things, please call us so we will know, because we don't know that the shoulders are impassable or there's trash, and we can clean everything up. And I mean, I'm quite sure Frank, who's our public works director behind me, is probably saying, Mayor, you're just giving me some more added responsibilities. We have, what is it, Frank? Is it about 16 square miles that we have to keep up here in the city with a very limited staff. But that's why we wanted you to come in tonight, so that we will know how to reallocate our resources to be able to make sure that your ride is enjoyable. This is not the only meeting that we plan on having with the community. It's only the beginning. I love the idea about doing the tour to Irondale and being able to have, we want you to be here. And that's why we want to pick your brain for events and things that we can do here in the city. The best way to lead is to be able to put yourself around people that's much smarter than you. So if I didn't learn anything else, I did learn that in Leadership 101, that if you want to be great, you surround yourself with people that are greater than you are. So I realized that. I even told them at the last city council meeting, it's not because I'm the smartest, brightest mayor to ever come to the city of Irondale, but I truly believe at this time that the favor of God is on the city of Irondale. And as long as his hand and favor is on us, we're going to prosper. However, whenever he removes it, then we're not going to prosper. It's very simple. So my thing is, we want to be able to love on people. Our whole thing when we ran for office was building community. And we build community by building up people and by loving on people and making the city a place where you will constantly want to ride, as well as to be able to share that with others. So let me give you the phone number you can call when you're having issues or there's certain things that you need to be done in the city. Her name is Lee Allison, and that's Leigh Allison. Her phone number is 205-951-1383. No, that is a office phone here in the city of Irondale. My wife jumped on me for the last council meeting when I gave out her cell phone number. So I'm not going to do that again. I'm not giving out anybody's cell phone number but my own. I don't mind giving out my phone number because everybody has it in the first place. But I could hardly make it in the house the last city council meeting. Allison, and that's 205-951-1383. She is my administrative assistant. And the email address is just first initial, Lee Allison, at cityofirondalee.gov. And I will also give you all my personal information. My phone number here is, I hardly give my number out here because I usually give out my cell phone number. So I'll just give you my cell phone number because the best way to get in contact with me is to text me. So my cell phone number is 205-914-2131. And my email address is J as in James, Stewart with a T, at cityofirondalee.gov. And also while I was listening to everyone, we are in the midst of revamping our website. So I'm thinking about on our website putting a tab for Cyclist. So if you all could help me populate that with information and education to be able to get that out, to the community, I would really appreciate it. But again, we just want to thank you for coming out tonight. This is not the end. It's just the beginning. We are looking forward to being able to build a relationship with the biking community. I guess also I got my first bike ride coming up too, so. Okay. Yeah, I used to see Coach Cook in the summertime, especially during the election time, because I would walk up there to be able to relieve stress, and she would be riding her bike around the track and in circles and everything. So, but I've been knowing Coach Cook for a while anyway. But I guess I'll have to stop running and walking, and I have to start biking. So, yes, and I'm almost 57 years old in July, so I probably need to find something that's a little bit more stressful. So did anybody have anything that you wanted to say before we close?
What's the damn name again? More job, more work too right here.
Frank Pennington.
I know it ain't you out there that's sweeping off the thing. Greg, it's too late. Everybody done talk, now you want to talk after them talk. I know it ain't you out there sweeping off the but there is a tendency for people to sweep the street and all the street trash go into the bike lane. We are specifically saying clean the street, but clean the lane. That's what we're talking about enforcing.
No, Greg Smith, I'm representing the Birmingham Bicycle Club. I really just wanted to thank Mayor Stewart for having this. I think it's great bringing all these different groups together. We're going to take you up on your opportunity to at least offer you a ride with us, do the tour to Irondale, and work on bike safety, because that's what the BBC is all about as well. We've taken a little sabbatical as a result of the pandemic, but we have some great aspirations to get back and to appeal to the city and to the cycling community, and so hopefully we'll all work together. There's a lot of great groups here. So anyway, thanks, Mayor. Appreciate it.
Thank you all. And if you didn't sign up for our email list, in the back on the way, that's how we'll keep in touch going forward. Don't forget Blueprint Irondale survey. And if you don't mind, we'd love to get a group picture.